Hey guys, it's Tim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited Live. I want to say thank you for joining us here, and I'm sorry we weren't live last night. I'm having some computer issues. Some of you know the issue, some of you don't. I had a good computer that died on me. Now I'm working on a backup computer that's really not that good and not reliable at all. So, hey, I'm here now. Hopefully this doesn't happen again after WrestleMania or this Friday when we're supposed to go live. But anyways, that's my problem, not yours. Now, Fastlane last night, though. That's what we're here to talk about. And I think everybody across the board, everybody around the entire world, I have to agree. Fastlane sucked. There were a bunch of nothing matches. There were two, all right, I can give you a pass matches. But there was nothing really that just stood out. The Cruiserweight title match, good match. Probably the best Cruiserweight title match we've had so far in this new era of the WWE. And then for what it was, Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns was a decent to almost good match. Now let's see who's here in the chat. And before we get started, I do want to say, if you want to donate to Pro Wrestling Unlimited, maybe help me get the funds to get a new laptop or new computer or something, hit that super chat button down there in the chat below. And also, you can visit our TeePublic store to get the Pro Wrestling Unlimited t-shirts. Link is in the description below for the t-shirts, and I've also put the link in the chat if you're here with us live. But let's see, we've got DeAndre Dukes, what's going on? I am Clow. I hope I said that name. I am Clow. Rafael Rodriguez. Scott Frame. Funky Chicken 20. What is going on, guys? Football Home. How's it going? Ifanga 80. Deshaun Williams. All right. So, yeah, Fastlane. Horrible show. I can't explain that enough. Horrible show. I can almost, if you say thumbs up, thumbs down, I can maybe give it a thumbs in the middle just because the Cruiserweight title match was good and the Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman match was good for what it was. But everything else, I don't even know what to say. I'm a little mind blown. What's going on, Rob Cathy? Yes, Fastlane totally sucked. Derek Boak, does it bother you when people call WWE fake in front of you? It doesn't bother me. I just try to educate them. I tell them that, it's 60-40. 60% is fake because it's all staged and stuff, but there's 40% that really isn't fake. When they chop each other, they chop each other. When people get injured, 90% of the time, 80% of the time, it's a legit injury. So I don't get mad when people come up to me and say wrestling's just totally fake and scripted and everything. No, I try to educate them. I don't get mad. I educate. And that, I think, what we should all do. Don't get mad. Don't get glad. Educate. Let's see. LSK Zane. What's up, dude? How's it going? Thank you for liking the videos. Scott Frame, I want to tombstone Vince on the escalator. Oh, Lord. Okay, so I did say his name wrong. It is I am Clough, not Clow. But, hey, I'm just trying. Frank. Ooh, I read that way wrong. Frazen MK, what's going on? He says, when will Sasha turn heel? Anytime now. Sasha's supposed to feud with Bayley going into SummerSlam, so hopefully we get it soon. Probably, maybe not before WrestleMania, but after WrestleMania for sure. Rafael Rodriguez says, can you agree that Goldberg can fight, and that's why he is fighting short amount of time matches? No. The reason we have short Goldberg matches is because Vince is afraid he's going to get hurt before WrestleMania. And when we had long Goldberg matches before, back in 2003, when Goldberg was in WWE, people hated it. When did they like Goldberg the most? When Goldberg was squashing people in WCW. So that's what Vince has gone back to. All right. Scott Frame says, can Mania be SmackDown Live and NXT only? I have heard a lot of that over the last 12 hours or so. People were not wanting to see any of the Raw matches, but from what we know what we're going to get, or what we assume we're going to get, Jericho and Owens can be a great match. Finn and Joe, if they do go that direction, can be good. Undertaker, Roman Reigns, I don't know. Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, I don't know. So, I mean, who? Efangus80 says, dare I say, the worst pay-per-view in recent history? One of. I mean, what was another one that was this bad? I guess you're right. Some say that No Mercy last year was bad, but not this bad. Some say Backlash was bad, but not this bad. So, I don't know, guys. I do not know. Let's get down to running. Let's run down this card. Let's see what we had take place last night at Fastlane. Let's talk Fastlane. All right, let me pull up my notes here. Okay, so the show, WWE Fastlane for the Raw brand, took place from the Bradley Center in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Now, pre-show match, Akira Tozawa, Rich Swann, and Brian Kendrick versus... No, I'm all kind of flustered right now. Akira Tozawa and Rich Swann taking on Brian Kendrick and Noam Dar. It was a solid opener match. I've seen better cruiserweight tag team matches, but I think this match was really good. It was toned down a bit, though. Swann and Tozawa did a double... They teased a double dive. Well, not really teased it. They tried to go for a double dive early, and Alicia Fox was used by Kendrick and Dar as a human shield. They then eventually did do it again, with Swann doing a running tope congio, and Tozawa did a normal tope. Tozawa then hit the slow German suplex on Kendrick to take him out before Swann hit the Phoenix Splash, pinning Noam Dar. Very, very solid opening match. We then had the main show kickoff, and it kicked off with Samoa Joe versus Sami Zayn. And I thought, now, depending on where they're going with Joe, then this match made sense. But if they're not going in a direction where Joe's going to get some major push or title match or something along those lines, then him squashing Sami Zayn the way he did doesn't make sense. I thought they were going to go out, have a 10 to 15 minute match. This was only like a 9-minute match. I thought they were going to go out, have a 10, 15-minute match, tear the house down. But instead, it was back and forth early. Joe dominated Zayn, and Zayn really didn't get much offense. Zayn went for a Helluva Kick in the corner, but Joe caught him for a Uranagi, planted him, and, choked him out. There was earlier in the match where they were fighting on the top rope. Joe got down, went for a muscle buster. Zayn got out of it, but that was really, he hit a Blue Thunder Bomb once, but really other than that, Zayn didn't get much offense, and he choked him out rather quickly. Like, soon as Joe choked him, he pulled him down, they fell to the mat, and within like 3-4 seconds, Zayn tapped out. So we then had a Bayley interview backstage. Bayley said that Charlotte has the advantage tonight because she's undefeated in pay-per-view singles matches, and she'll probably bring out Dana Brooke. Bayley then challenged Charlotte to leave Dana Brooke backstage, and she said, you know what, we don't need our friends here. We don't need any help, so let's do this one-on-one. Nia Jax comes over and said she's going to rip Sasha to shreds, and if Bayley wins, she's coming after Bayley for the championship. We then go on and have the Raw Tag Team Championship match. It was Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus Enzo Amore and Big Cass. The crowd was hot for Enzo when they did the normal can't teach that and all that. Bigger than they've been in recent weeks. Like recently, I felt it's kind of fizzled out a little. The crowd does it because they feel like they have to do it, but tonight they did it because they wanted to do it. Before we get into this match, let's see what you guys are saying here in the chat. Let's see. I Am Clough says 2017 was the worst. The inaugural Fastlane was the best. Scott Frame says, so you build up Braun, then have him lose like that. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that because that just made no sense whatsoever. Football Home says, will Sami Zayn wrestle at WrestleMania? I haven't heard anything, so Battle Royal? I Am Clough says, Cruiserweight title match was the match of the night. It's a tie. It's a toss-up between that and the Roman Strowman match. Scott Frame says, Joe versus Lesnar at SummerSlam. I can see it. If they don't go Lesnar-Roman, then Lesnar-Joe would be a great match. Rob Cathy says, Raw is reminding me of the final days of Nitro and SmackDown is Raw. Oh, okay. So you're saying that if we take it as far as back in the day, Raw is sucking like Nitro did at the end, and SmackDown is thriving like Raw was. Okay, I can see what you're going from there. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Rob Cathy has a question. He says, do you think Jim Cornette will ever be in the WWE Hall of Fame? Not the way he bashes on the WWE. He bashes WWE constantly. So I don't see that happening. Anytime soon, at least. DeAndre Duke says, Stephanie claiming she was going to make it before Fastlane has to be ridiculous because she's doing that a lot for the pay-per-views and why. Yeah, I don't understand that. Her saying, I hope we make it there in time, but we haven't even left the tarmac. Where the hell are you coming from that you're going to make it... This is what boggled me with that whole statement of her saying, I hope we make it in time. I don't think we will. We haven't even left the tarmac, but I hope we make it in time. In case we don't, the whole thing of that was, where was she coming from? Supposedly, storyline-wise. Where was she coming from that she can wait on this flight, then finally take off, then land in the airport, then get out of the airport, and then get to the arena in time for the show not to be over? Like, if that was the case, if she was that close, couldn't she have driven? Wasn't it somewhere where she could just say, hey, Uber me, chauffeur me? But, hey, that's just me thinking too much into things when I don't need to overthink things. It's the WWE. If you overthink it, it's just not, it's going to make even less sense. But, hey, they should have drove her in. Screw her saying, I'm still waiting to leave on the airplane. I hope I make it. Anyways, let's see. Let's get back to this tag title match. It was a short match. Enzo did what he did best. He ragdolled the match. He sold well, like always. There was a spot late in the match where a lot of the crowd thought it was the finish. The crowd thought Enzo and Cass were getting the tag titles when they hit the rocket launcher on Anderson. 1, 2, like literally moments before that 3, Gallows pulls Enzo out of the ring, saving the match. The match did end when Enzo had... the match did end when Enzo went to get back into the ring. As he was coming through the ropes, he was kneed in the face by Anderson. Anderson scooped him down, or scooped him up, whatever you want to call it. Went for the pin, 1, 2, 3, but Enzo Amore got his foot on the ropes, but before the referee saw it, Gallows shoved the foot off the ropes. So this leads me to believe that they're getting another title match, another title opportunity, and it's probably going to be at WrestleMania, and it's probably going to be a triple threat tag team match if they add in Sheamus and Cesaro. Then we did have that segment I just ranted about. It was the Mick Foley, Stephanie McMahon airport debacle thing. That, anyways, Stephanie then thought she got disconnected. Mick just walked away from her. We then had Nia Jax and Sasha Banks. This is another match that boggles my mind. Like, not the match itself, but the finish. Why would you build Nia up so heavily as this monster? Why would you say, Nia Jax, she can bench this, she can lift that, she can all this stuff. She's never lost except for like one time in singles competition. And then you just have Sasha beat her? If you're going into WrestleMania with the idea of a 4-way, and the idea that Nia's a monster and that she can beat these women, that she can power through all 3 other women, why have Sasha beat her, especially the way Sasha beat her? Sasha didn't choke her with a bank statement. Sasha didn't hit some big move. No. Sasha just victory rolled her up, boom, 1, 2, 3, Sasha Banks wins. It was weird. The finish really was Nia dominated. Nia was going for her pop-up Samoan drop. Sasha kind of fought out of it, hit that victory roll, and pinned her. I'm still kind of mind-blown why. Like, why do you have this monster that you're kind of getting over, and you just beat her? It's kind of like the Braun Strowman thing. I'm going to talk about that here in a minute, too, but So earlier in the show, we have Jinder Mahal and Rusev arguing in Mick Foley's office. We want competition. Rusev's like, no, I want a match. And Jinder's like, no, I want a match. And then Foley goes, well, how about we put you guys in a match together? How about a best of 7? And then you hear Stephanie on the phone. You hear Rusev and Jinder all at the same time. No. So he's like, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. And then he says, you know what? You both go down to the ring later. You figure out who's going to wrestle first, but I'll send competition out for each of you. And then it's funny. After they walk out, Mick goes to walk out and goes, oh, I thought a best of 7 would have been good. But we have them come down to the ring. And before anything even happens, they start fighting each other. And apparently Jinder knocked out Rusev so bad that he was down for the whole Cesaro match. So yeah, Cesaro comes out. We get Cesaro versus Jinder Mahal. The match was technically okay, but the crowd didn't care. All this was... Here's my theory on why they did the Jinder Mahal Rusev stuff. They got to the arena this morning. They timed everything out and goes, oh shit, we need another 25, 30 minutes. This main event's only going 21 seconds, bell to bell, 5 minutes total so they needed a filler. And they threw this out there because, everything wasn't timed out properly. They needed another match. They needed something. And we saw quite a bit during this show stalling. But Mahal got a lot of offense in. Cesaro sold his lower back most of the way through. Like he couldn't do his power moves. Mahal even kicked out of a big crossbody. Like why? Rusev then ended up distracting Mahal. Cesaro got the pin with the uppercut forearm. Rusev then attacked Mahal after the match, beat on him in the corner, and gave Mahal a jumping kick. Then out came Big Show. Rusev got some advantage working over Big Show's knee. The crowd was into it, chanting USA, 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 like it was a TV match. Like this was a normal TV match. Like we've seen this before, Big Show and Rusev on TV. Show got out of the Accolade at one point, literally slipping out of it like he was half Rusev's size. I don't know. Rusev then hit 3 choke slams. Big Show hit 3 choke slams, put Rusev in the corner, and then hit him with a knockout punch for the 1, 2, 3. Like, what was the point of this other than, oh, crap, we need to fill 25 minutes because the main event's only going 10 with entrances, if that. So, Kevin Owens' interview backstage... He was asked, who's Goldberg beaten in the last year? Who's Goldberg beaten in the last 5 years? Who's Goldberg beaten in the last 10 years? He said he's only beaten one guy, and it didn't even impress him. He's beaten Cena, Reigns, Ambrose, Rollins. He said he'll outsmart and out-wrestle Goldberg tonight. He said he'll beat anyone they put in front of him, and mentioned Sami Zayn and The Rock. Said that tonight is the Kevin Owens show, and it will be tomorrow, as long as he wants it to be. Before we go on, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Glowing Boss, what is going on? He asked if there's any news on Naomi. As of right now, the injury, it's kind of a similar injury. It's a similar injury to Seth Rollins. They're saying 2 months out. So, Mania is not looking likely for Naomi. All right. Let's get back up here in the chat. Matt Garney, what's going on? Let's see. Rob Cathy says the Enzo act is getting old. Cass needs to turn on him soon. They've teased it. They didn't tease any of that last night, but they have teased it here in recent weeks. I'm Clough says Enzo Amore doesn't deserve a WrestleMania moment, yet Luke Harper doesn't. Okay. No, you know what's going to... The thing about Enzo at WrestleMania is they want however many 70-something thousand people in that arena doing the Enzo stick, the interview, whatever you want to call it, when he comes out. They want that as something they can replay because it's going to be like, look at all these people that came together to do the Enzo thing. Can't teach that. If you have 70,000 plus or however many fit in the Camping World Stadium, it's going to be a big moment, and that's what they're hoping, that everybody does it, and that you can see everybody standing up during it, and you can pan the crowd and see more people than not doing it. And the one thing I was told is they're hoping they can get a shot of like the entire, like you see crowds at like soccer games and football games and they're doing the wave, right? Well, what I was told is they're hoping they can get a shot, not of the wave, but of the entire crowd wagging their finger saying can't teach that at the same time for something that they can replay for years. They want that spot. They want that moment to capture on film. And it could be cool if done the way they want, but we don't know. The crowd could just not do it. But I think for the most part, the crowd's going to be really into it. Let's see. Funky Chicken 20. Funky Chicken 20 says, have you heard about Broken Hardy's not returning to WWE and staying with ROH? Right now, their deal with ROH is being very, very kept secret. I've asked around to people that I know that could have some info, and they said that, you know what? It might be a short-term deal, but they're also looking at it possibly being a longer deal because of the amount of money they're being paid. Most people aren't saying anything about this. What's going to be interesting is if they start taking indie dates past May 1st. When they started talking with WWE, because they have had talks, they were not taking any new indie dates. They were telling promoters we can't take dates past May 1st. Like, before May 1st, okay. After May 1st, no. So if we start seeing indie dates for the Hardys pop up after May 1st, then they're staying with Ring of Honor for the long haul. If they don't take anything within the next couple of weeks or within March, then they may be short-term 2-month deal in Ring of Honor and then coming to WWE after. We hopefully will have some more info on that later this week, though. Let's see, what else are you guys saying? Ifanga 80 says Finn vs. Joe will be good. Yes. Rob Cathy. To have KO lose in 22 seconds is telling me that Vince is blaming KO for their terrible ratings. No. It wouldn't have made a difference who was the Universal Champion. If it was Roman Reigns, if it was Seth Rollins, if it was Finn Balor in that spot up against Goldberg last night, they would have all lost in 22 seconds. It doesn't matter that it was Kevin Owens. It doesn't matter that the ratings are declining. It doesn't matter who the champ was, really. It's all the matter of fact of Goldberg needed to go in there. Goldberg needed a squash. Goldberg was getting that championship because they have other plans for the championship after WrestleMania. And that plan is Brock Lesnar. So it doesn't matter that it was Kevin Owens. And it's not that Owens got punished. No. Like I said, if it was Roman, Finn, Seth, any of them, they would have all been in the same position. It may be done a little different if it was Roman, but they would have all pretty much been in the same position. Signature Kevin says, I believe Rusev should hold the U.S. title belt again. Yeah, but they got to get it off Jericho first, and I think the only way they get it off Jericho before he leaves is Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. All right. Xbox Gunner Gaming says they should really delete Raw. Xbox Gunner Gaming also says, or Goldberg, delete. All right. So then, let's get back to Fastlane here. We had that Kevin Owens interview backstage with Charlie Caruso, and then we had one of the top matches of the night. We had the Neville versus Jack Gallagher Cruiserweight Championship match, and in my opinion, I loved it. Great match. Probably some are saying it's the best match of the night. Some are saying Roman Rusev is the best match of the night. I think it was like a toss-up. So the match was really good. Gallagher, did you see those headbutts from Jack Gallagher? Like, dang. So Gallagher did some pretty good headbutts on Neville. Neville used the middle rope for a Phoenix Splash and a near fall. Gallagher missed his dropkick into the corner and did a headbutt that the crowd popped for. Gallagher went for a superplex, but Neville reversed it, dropping Gallagher on his head. He literally, I don't know if he was trying to just shove Gallagher off and have him fall, take a face first bump, like a flat forward bump. But Gallagher kind of twisted his body and he kind of crunched his neck down. So that's set up for the Red Arrow. He hit the Red Arrow, which he hadn't done in months, and got the pin. Yeah, Neville retains. Glowing Boss, you're asking here in the chat, is Naomi really injured? Yes, the injury to Naomi is 100% real. All right, so after the Cruiserweight title match, we then had a backstage interview, Charlie Caruso and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman said that if Goldberg wins, Lesnar then gets a title match at Mania. But if Goldberg doesn't win, then they're going to learn about Goldberg's flaws, and either way, it's good for Brock Lesnar. He says that Owens can expose the weaknesses of Goldberg tonight, and if so, Brock Lesnar will know what to do. Brock hasn't found any weaknesses in Goldberg, but he's looking for any way to find that out. He says no matter what, this is a win-win for Brock Lesnar here tonight. And then he teased, I'm here. My client has all the right to be here. Whether he shows up or not, that's up to him. So he teased Brock being there, but Brock, well, as we saw, wasn't there. We then had the New Day come out on a, I guess you can say, ice cream cart. They plugged their new t-shirt, and they plugged a New Day Pops. New Day Popsicles. I don't know exactly what this is going to be. I'm hearing that they may have them at Access for WrestleMania. So there might be like a booth set up where you can actually purchase them and try them out. Some are saying they're going to be like Otter Pops, and some are saying they may actually be ice cream bars. I don't know exactly. But yeah, there is talks of having them available at Access and then maybe selling them at certain stores afterwards, depending on how that goes. That's going to be like the test run, the trial run for these Pops. The cereal, they only sold them at FYE, and it was a $12 box of cereal. So, and Fang says Big E was meant to be high. I don't know what was going on with Big E. Like, they teased that he was on the sauce, like he was drunk coming out there, but yeah, I don't know. That was kind of a weird segment. Like, Kofi was good, Xavier was good, like always, but then Big E just came off like he didn't want to be there. Like, he was just like, I'm just going to fuck this whole thing up because you know what? Who cares? It's a nothing segment to fill time. So then after that, we had Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. Like I said, this was not a bad match at all. I really liked the match. Strowman looked very impressive. Even with the loss, Braun Strowman looked very good. I think it maybe hurt him a little bit, but it didn't hurt him as much as some people are thinking. He was a monster throughout the match with the same spot of not going down for the Superman punch. He kicked out of a spear. Reigns tried a spear on the floor. Strowman caught him for a power slam through the Spanish announce table. He also kicked out of a Samoan drop. Reigns did a big spot where you couldn't believe that Strowman wouldn't go down. He kept hitting him and trying to knock him down, and Strowman just wouldn't go down. And then finally the finish saw Strowman do a splash off the top rope, which was teased very well. Braun Strowman has grown a lot over the last 6 months. Braun Strowman has really learned how to work the crowd. If you see the way he set up this top rope splash, he did it in a way like he didn't just go up there and try to do it. No, he slowly set it up. He climbed up there slow. He got up there. He then let people know, okay, this guy's really going to jump off. It's not going to get, crossed up by Roman or something. And then he does it. And for his size to do that, but even with everybody that's negative on Strowman, I feel like he's going to be something. He can be something. Vince is doing good with Braun Strowman, and he's learning. That's the one big takeaway you can say with Braun Strowman. He's learning. He's not just going out there and just being a bumbling buffoon, big man, just going off of, oh, well, I'm a big guy. I can do what I want, and I'll still look good. No, he's learning. He's getting better. He's learning how to sell. He's learning. If there's one thing I can say about Braun Strowman that he still needs to work on, is his timing. He speeds through spots sometimes. Like there was one spot when he hit the power slam on Roman Reigns. He should have left Roman down for at least like a minute or so to let Roman sell it. But instead, like he slammed him down, and within seconds, he picked Roman right back up. It's little things, but I think Strowman's really coming in. Signature Kevin says Strowman should win the title. Eventually, yes. I feel like if they want to have a monster champion and it not be Brock, then why not Braun Strowman? Braun Strowman can go out there, hold the title for a couple months, mow through some people like a Seth Rollins or a Sami Zayn, and I think Braun Strowman's really coming into his own. But we did end up seeing Braun Strowman lose the match after taking a second spear at the end and getting pinned by Roman Reigns. I feel like this did nothing to set up anything for WrestleMania, though. We know that the plan is Roman Reigns versus Undertaker, but how do I explain this? With the way the main event went, with Kevin Owens being distracted by outside interference, they couldn't have done it twice. They couldn't have had Undertaker's gong go off or the lights go out or even Undertaker show up to distract Roman if they were doing it in the next match. If they were doing it, they can't do things like that twice on one show. It's oversaturation. And so I feel like they could have done a DQ finish. That would have been a good out because you don't want to beat Strowman yet. You don't want to beat Braun Strowman right now because you want to beat Strowman in like a big high-profile match where it's like, wow, this guy hasn't lost in 2 years, a year and a half. Is he really going to lose here in this title match? He could, but they've gone this far with him. Why not push him all the way? You know what I mean? And now that he's lost here, it's just like, whatever, you know? So we then go on. We have Bayley versus Charlotte for the Women's Championship. You know, Charlotte's pay-per-view streak was on the line. And if you remember earlier in the show, when Bayley made the comment, leave Dana Brooke backstage, Dana did come on the stage, and Charlotte goes, get off my stage. Go, backstage, bye. So she sent Dana backstage. She was going to play the role of, you know what? If Bayley really thinks that I need Dana Brooke out here, I'm going to show her I don't. And I think that does play in to the finish. But at the same time, wait. People are going to get mad at what I say about Bayley here. So let me run through the match first. And then I'll say what I say about Bayley and Sasha Banks. The match was good. It wasn't, I don't think, as good as the Rumble match, but it was good. Bayley kicked out of a natural selection. Charlotte was teasing a moonsault to the floor when Banks came out. But even before that, there was a spot where Charlotte was in the Tree of Woe, and Bayley fucked up a spot twice. Bayley went for her bounce off the bottom rope elbow spot, and she went to do it one time, and her foot hit the rope, and then she jumped back. And then she did it again. She bounced off, and then she went for it and totally missed. But that's beside the point. So Charlotte was going for a moonsault on the outside. Sasha comes running down the ramp. Charlotte gets off the top rope, runs out, stops Sasha in her tracks, throws Sasha into the ring, then throws Sasha in the ring. Sasha climbs out of the ring. Charlotte follows Sasha, gets a Bayley to belly. And, yeah, Bayley didn't know that Banks was out there. They get back in the ring, and Charlotte rolls her up. Charlotte's got the tights, and Sasha's yelling, ref, 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 she's got the tights, she's got the tights, she's got the tights. The referee calls it off. And then Charlotte, again, distracted with the Sasha Banks stuff, gets hit with another Bayley to belly. Bayley covers her. 1, 2, 3, Bayley still the champ. Help from Sasha Banks. Now here's where people might get a little mad at me. If you saw Talking Smack, Bayley and Sasha Banks came off like Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. They came off in the sense of, oh, look what we did. We got the championship. We beat Charlotte. Like they were saying the whole time before TakeOver San Antonio, when they were all like, we got the best of Asuka. We took out so-and-so. We did this. And they were high-fiving each other for the win tonight, and they were, patting each other on the back. And it made Bayley come off as a heel, like big-time heel, and it made Charlotte come off as the baby face. Because if you think about it, if Charlotte was the heel, then she wouldn't have cared what Bayley said about leave Dana Brooke backstage. She wouldn't have cared enough to send Dana Brooke to the back. She would have been like, no, she's going to be out there. She's going to be in my corner because she's always in my corner. But when Charlotte sent Dana Brooke to the back, and then Sasha Banks came out to help Bayley, the roles reversed. Bayley turned into the heel to me, and Charlotte turned into the baby face. Now you're going to use the expression and the excuse, well, Bayley didn't know Sasha was coming down. Sasha did this for her own good. Sasha did this for selfish reasons. Sasha wasn't there really to help Bayley. She just wanted Bayley to stay the champ because she can defeat Bayley. Okay, you can say that. But then on Talking Smack, the way they were shitting on Charlotte. Oh, Charlotte lost her pay-per-view streak. Oh, we defeated Charlotte. Oh, look what happened tonight. It just really made them come off as mean girls. It really, really did. And I don't want to crap on Bayley because I like Bayley. Bayley does great with the kids and all that other stuff, but they really hurt the Bayley character last night, in my opinion. I really feel like the Talking Smack segment, most people probably didn't see it, but the Talking Smack segment screwed up the Bayley character. It turned her and Sasha into the Peyton Royce and Billie Kay of the main roster. They are now the mean girls. By the way, like, it was, they came into Talking Smack and they were like, you like our matching jackets? Yeah, we're cool. We're twinsies. And they're like, we're the Mary-Kate and Ashley of the WWE. Like, are you fucking kidding me right now? They screwed up the Bayley character. Now you can say, well, most people don't watch Raw Talk, so they didn't see that, and they're not going to play off of that on Monday Night Raw. No. But the people that did see that on Raw Talk, it turned Bayley into a goddamn heel. Anyways, I'm ranting too much on Bayley. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Oh, and another thing. Why are they going to end the goddamn Charlotte pay-per-view streak at a random Fastlane pay-per-view? At least you could have done it like WrestleMania or something where it would have been a bigger deal. Anyways, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Fanga 80 says, I love Peyton and Billy. Ryan Armstrong says Bayley shouldn't have won the title until WrestleMania. You know, here's my theory. Bayley's going to lose the title at WrestleMania. And then where are they going for, was it Payback? The next pay-per-view after WrestleMania for Raw? Bayley's hometown. The feeling is that Bayley could lose at Mania just to get the title back, Payback, in her hometown. Yeah, they didn't do it with Sasha. Sasha lost in her hometown. But they feel like, but I don't know. If they play hot potato with this goddamn title again, I'm done with the women's division on Raw. And because if that's the case, they want Bayley to win the title in her hometown in San Jose, and they play hot potato with this title 2 more times in the next month and a half, I'm done. I'm done with the women's division on Raw. It's ridiculous. Anyways, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Bullet Club versus the Shield. Why didn't the ref call for the DQ? You can. Okay. Did Sasha really hit Charlotte? Did Sasha touch Charlotte? No. Charlotte cut Sasha off down the ramp. Charlotte threw Sasha into the side of the ring. Charlotte threw Sasha into the ring. So no. Sasha Banks never physically got herself involved in this match, so it wasn't a DQ. So if you want to think about it that way, that's why the DQ didn't happen. Why didn't the DQ happen? Because the ref was advised, no matter what happens, don't call a goddamn DQ. Anyways, let's see. Signature Kevin says, did you know Elias Sampson is coming to the main roster? And do you think he will be a great mid-carder? I talked about this on our last set of NXT spoilers. Yes, Elias Sampson is gearheaded for the main roster. He lost a Loser Leaves NXT match, and he's not being fired by the company. So why else would you lose a match like that? He's going to be coming to the main roster here soon. I Am Clef says, you are getting angry. Just start chanting delete. Glowing Boss says, when will Tamina and Paige return? Tamina can return at any moment to SmackDown. She's already doing house shows, and Paige has not been cleared yet from her neck surgery. I'm hearing she can get cleared to start training again, get back in the ring in April. But as far as coming back to the WWE and being used on Raw, I don't know. All I know is she's still not cleared from her neck surgery. Let's see. Glowing Boss, I think Ember Moon will win the NXT Championship. Yes, I think she will as well in Orlando. That way, you have a way to bring Asuka to the main roster. And they're playing up this Asuka streak as well. Asuka's at like 150-something wins in a row. So maybe have Ember break that in Orlando, and then you have Asuka come up on SmackDown, maybe? So, Let's see. I love you too, Native Star. Bullet Club versus Shield. Hashtag Raw's dead. All right. So the main event. We'll go back to Fastlane. The main event. Kevin Owens, Bill Goldberg, Universal Championship. What can I say about this debacle? I mean, I shouldn't have used that word. It wasn't a debacle. It was exactly what we assumed, with a little bit of stalling. Everybody assumed spear, jackhammer, 1, 2, 3. Goldberg said he was going to do it. So let's just run it all down. We get a video package, and then we get Goldberg's entrance. See Goldberg come out of his locker room. We see the security with him. We see him walk down to the ring, and then Kevin Owens comes out. JoJo announces them both. Announces it's a championship match. And the referee's stalling and stalling and stalling and stalling. The referee's like, Owens, are you ready? Goldberg, are you ready? He looks back, Owens, you sure? Goldberg, you sure? Then he takes the title from Kevin Owens and he holds it up to let everyone see it's a title match. And then he asks again, you ready? You ready? And then you hear Goldberg, just ring it. And then Kevin Owens slips out of the ring. So Kevin slips out. He does a little walking around, and we get preposterous announcing. Oh, this is going to play right into Kevin Owens' wheelhouse, because the longer this goes, the more stamina and stuff Goldberg is going to lose. Like, what? Corey Graves is usually good. Michael Cole's usually Michael Cole. But when they said that line, that, excuse me, the longer this goes, the more it's going to play into Kevin Owens' hand, because Kevin Owens has more stamina than Goldberg. What was Goldberg doing? Running the ropes? Goldberg was standing there yelling at Kevin Owens to get in. Yes, he was getting frustrated, but what was he doing to exert himself? The whole thing Kevin Owens said on Raw was, the longer the match goes, the more tired Goldberg is going to get, because if it's a lengthy match, Goldberg can't have a lengthy match. Okay? But it wasn't a lengthy match. Now, bell to bell is 21, 22 seconds. But for them to say that this was hurting Goldberg because it was going longer than expected, that was preposterous. Why would you even say something like that? So Kevin Owens gets back in the ring and he's like, all right, I'm good. He's all jazzed up and ready to fight Goldberg. And then the ref goes to wave his finger to ring the bell, and poof, Kevin Owens slips back out. Kevin Owens walks around, and then a fan, I guess, tried to jump. I don't know exactly what happened, but Owens was over on the side of the ring with the hard camera, the opposite side of the ring from the hard camera. And a fan comes up to the barricade and starts trying to get in Kevin Owens' face, and you see security push him back to his seat. Owens laughs, finally gets back in the ring. They start them right as the referee was about to start the match. Jericho's music hits. So Owens turns, looks up the ramp at Chris Jericho, and as Jericho's walking out, ding, 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 21 seconds, we had spear, jackhammer, 1, 2, 3. That's it. Goldberg, your new champion. Now I get it. They want Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar as the main event of WrestleMania, as a championship match. They want any way possible to make Goldberg, Brock Lesnar more important. Okay, I get it. But why did you have to kill Kevin Owens like this? Why did you have to ruin Kevin Owens like this? Now, like I said earlier, this would have happened no matter who the champion was. But 21 seconds? 22 seconds? Moose Garner here in the chat says WWE is really using Goldberg like WCW did, which unfortunately is the best way to use Goldberg, which is true. And we saw that when Goldberg came to WWE back in 2003. Goldberg did long matches. They weren't that good. So what does Vince do? He goes, well, when was Goldberg the most over? When he was squashing people. So I understand that. I understand. But why did the title? I don't know. But let's see what you guys are saying here in the chat. Let's see. Funky Chicken 20 says, have you heard anything about the new Universal Championship? I think the title will debut on SmackDown because, one, I think Brock will be on SmackDown, and two, what? What? They're not changing the belt. They're not moving the belt. Brock's on Raw. No. I don't know where you heard any of that. Like, where did you hear that we're getting a new Universal Championship? And where did you hear it's moving to SmackDown? And Brock's moving to SmackDown? Anyway. Glowing Boss, yes. Summer Rae is still injured. I haven't heard anything since she did a Instagram rant back in, like, September, October about her injury. It's, like, neck, lower back. But I don't know the full details. Bullet Club vs. Shield says, I hate part-timers winning the title and main eventing. Yeah, I hate it too. But WWE is justified because when you look at it, who gets the bigger pops? Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, Undertaker. So they're justified in the fact of, well, these guys are getting bigger pops than the guys that are here every week. Well, duh, because people are getting sick of seeing the same things every week. Matt Sorby, what happens to Sami Zayn now? Probably the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Maybe he stays in for 10-15 minutes, depending on how long. Oh, the match ain't even going to go that long. But he'll stay in for a good amount of time and then get thrown out. Probably be won by Braun Strowman. DeAndre Dukes, do you think Kevin Owens was a weak champion like Seth Rollins was in 2015? No. And I don't even think Seth Rollins was a weak champion. Yes, their title runs were kind of similar because they always had assistants. But I don't think that constitutes them as being a weak champion. Because they both went out there and had great matches defending their titles. Yeah, the finishes were flat sometimes because of the outside interference. But in the long run, they did what they needed to do to have good matches, to be... How do I say this? They were both good on top, in my opinion. So, Fenga80 says, any news on a Murphy push? I haven't heard anything on Murphy. I am Clough. I'm going to see Logan in IMAX at 3. Anyone else going to see this movie? Oh, I saw Logan on Friday. Logan is an amazing, amazing, amazing movie. And you get a little teaser surprise before the movie starts too, so that's cool. But yeah, I'm not going to give anything away, but Logan, I would recommend that to anybody. I would go see it again in theaters. It was so good. I don't say that about many movies. But all right, so tonight's Monday Night Raw is going to be very interesting. Goldberg's going to be there as a champ. Brock is supposed to be there. Undertaker is scheduled to be there, and Finn Balor could be making his return. So, I apologize there, Matt. It's Sowerby. Okay, gotcha. But, so tonight's Raw, like I said, Goldberg, Brock, Taker is scheduled, and Finn could come back tonight. I don't know. Raw, after that pay-per-view last night, they really need this Raw to be great because people are not going to care about the Raw side of WrestleMania if they don't step things up. After that horrible pay-per-view last night, I don't know what they can really do to get people interested in Raw again as far as wanting to watch. Yeah, everyone's more interested in SmackDown, and I understand it. The stories are progressing better. Now, here's the thing, though. A lot of people are hating on Raw because of the part-timers, because of the Brock Lesnars and Goldbergs and stuff. So, okay, I get that. So, I don't know. Let's see. I am Clough. Sorry. I am Clough says, did Logan make you cry? It hit my feelers. I didn't fully cry. My wife may have teared up a little. I know the guy sitting next to me was tearing up. You can hear him sniffling. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but yeah, it's a great movie. It's an emotional movie. It hits you right there in your feelers, but I loved it. Like I said, I would go pay to see Logan again in theaters. Jeremy McGill says, Fastlane was just an enhanced Raw. Not even that. Fastlane was just an episode of Raw with nothing. Just an episode of Raw. That's all it was. So, Rob Cathy says, I can't sleep lately. I'm going to watch Raw to cure that problem. So, I don't know what they can do to get the interest back on Raw with the ratings going down. And here's the thing. With the WWE being the WWE, they can have bad shows like this and it not hurt them. Because really, is USA going to cancel them? No. When their deal comes up for a new TV deal, are they not going to get interest from people? No. Are they going to get hurt next time because of pay-per-view buys? Because, that pay-per-view sucked, I'm not buying the next one? No, they have the network. So, WWE is in an interesting spot where they can do whatever they want. They made over $700 million last month. That's gross. They ain't hurting for money. They ain't hurting for nothing. So they can pretty much do what they want. Alright, I hope I say this name right. Selvara A? Right now, he's asking what are the plans for Joe at Mania. There's an option. So if Seth Rollins can't go, then they want to put Finn Balor in the spot against Triple H. If Seth Rollins can go, then the plan right now would be Samoa Joe versus Finn Balor. Yeah, Samoa Joe, Finn Balor. DeAndre Dukes says, read my previous comment. Since Jack Swagger is leaving, who do I think will follow him? I actually have an interesting video coming today. Some news I got about Jack Swagger and him not yet actually being released and WWE being pissed off at Jack Swagger. But who could follow? I don't know. It's a tough one. Right now, they're not looking to release many people right now on the main roster because they need the depth. Because with the brand split. So, whoa. IG88. I think Fastlane was better than Elimination Chamber. Whew. What? No offense, but are you on that same stuff that Big E was on last night? Because Elimination Chamber was way better than Fastlane. Way better, in my opinion. And in pretty much 90% of the people's opinions. Whoa. Primal Wrestling news and more. Thank you for the super chat donation. I truly appreciate that. If anybody else wants to hit that super chat button down there in the description below, I would so like that. I would appreciate that more than anything. Again, Primal Wrestling news and more. Thank you so much for that super chat donation. Also, if you guys want to help us out and you want to get a Pro Wrestling Unlimited t-shirt, you can hit up our TeePublic store. And we have more t-shirts actually coming here soon. All right. So, Selvara A, what's next for Neville? There's two options they're thinking of. They're either thinking Neville versus Austin Aries at Mania, or they're thinking a multi-cruiserweight match. So, multi-cruiserweight, yeah. Those are the two options. More people are lobbying for Neville versus Aries one-on-one for the cruiserweight title because they feel like that match itself could be a great match. So, let's see. Rob Cathy says, when I guess you're supposed to say when are we getting Shane versus Triple H? I don't know. Will it happen? Maybe. Will it not happen? It wouldn't hurt either way. Again, Primal Wrestling news and more. Thank you. He says, no problem for the donation. Keep up the good work. Enjoy your channel. Again, thank you. If anybody else would like to help us out here, you can hit that super chat button in the description. Well, not in the description, but it's here in the chat. The Lone Wolf, is AJ and Shane canceled? No, buddy. AJ and Shane is in full motion. If you saw Talking Smack, you really know that match is going to happen. Let's see. Yes, Matt Sowerby. Neville versus Swan has been announced tonight as a title match on Monday Night Raw. I actually forgot about that. I did see that this morning. It is a title match tonight. Neville, Rich Swann, Monday Night Raw. Silvara, a Goldberg versus Kevin Owens rematch going to happen tonight on Raw. I don't know. That's the first thing that popped into my mind last night after the match, after Fastlane was over, was when do they do the rematch? With them pushing so hard on this show that it's now Goldberg-Brock for the title, when do they do the rematch? Do they do it on Raw and Owens just gets destroyed again? Or does Owens hold on to the rematch, get it after Mania, and then just lose? I don't know. That's a very, very good question that I haven't seen anybody address. I thought about that, and I haven't had any answers on it. So, hey. Ifenga 80 says, will WWE ever have the cruiserweights not toned down? Well, I don't think so. I think there'll always be a little toned down. I think Gallagher and Neville were not as toned down as normal last night. So, all right. Let's see. Let's see. What else? If you guys got any more questions. Chester Sanchez says, I heard the Cruiserweight title will be defended in a ladder match. That is one option they are thinking about. Usually we have a 6 to 7 man, well, not usually, but the last 2 years we've had the IC title on the line in a ladder match. And then there is a plan to have the Cruiserweight title, the ladder match, and then have it be a one-on-one match for the IC title with Baron Corbin and Dean Ambrose. All right. Matt Sowerby has a good question. I think, or statement, and I can agree on this one. I think Axel will leave next. To be honest, I forgot about Curtis Axel. I forgot Curtis Axel was still in the WWE. I thought he got released. No, he got drafted to Raw. Was it Raw? Yeah, him and Bo got drafted to Raw. We've seen Bo sporadically, like every couple weeks. But we haven't seen Curtis Axel in a very long time. Thinking about it now. Christopher Gowell, is Ty Dillinger going to be at WrestleMania this year? There's only one way. He'll probably have some sort of thing at TakeOver Orlando with Sanity. And then if they do bring him in for Mania, it'll probably only be in the Battle Royal. He's not going to have a match at Mania. I don't even know when they're planning to bring him to the main roster, if they are. Mustafa Saleh? Do you have any news about Emma? None. I haven't heard her name come up at all ever since she did the whole, I'm going back to Emma from Emmalina. Like, that was, I don't know. If Inga 80 says, Axel hopefully leaves for his career's sake. Yeah. I think he's one of the ones that if he leaves, he can play off of his family lineage on the indies and stuff. Glowing Boss, is Eva Marie still in WWE? She's still under contract. But as far as, do they have any plans for her, and does she want to do anything? I don't know. Moose Garner says, Bo should go to SmackDown to help Bray beat Randy. I'd book it that way. I don't think that's going to happen. If they were going to do Bo with the Wyatts, they would have done it by now. I don't think they're going to do something along those lines. If anyone's going to help him, it's probably going to be Eric Rowan. And they could also do the whole thing of Luke Harper comes back with Bray. They can do it to where, Randy drove a wedge between us. Randy played us against each other. Randy was the reason you left me, Luke. And then Bray asked for him to come back. Bray really just wants him to come back. So, Rob Cathy, I'll see you later. Says you got to get back to work. Hey, thanks for joining us here live on YouTube. All right. Matthew Sowerby says Ambrose with Sanity and a heel turn could be amazing. Then what would you do with Eric Young? Would Eric Young still be the leader? Would Dean become the leader? I don't know. Mustafa Saleh says, well, what happened with Jack Swagger? Okay, so here's the whole thing with Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger earlier, the middle of last week, I want to say it was, Wednesday, Tuesday. I don't know exactly the day, but he called into the Chael Sonnen podcast, radio show, whatever it is. And he says, hey, I've asked for and gotten my release from the WWE. Like, first off, why are you calling into the Chael Sonnen podcast to say this? So he calls in the Chael Sonnen podcast. He says he's getting his release. And then, like, that Friday, I think it was, he gets announced that at WAW in Norwich, which is the company owned by Page's family, they announced Jack Swagger versus Alberto Del Rio March 10th. WWE then releases a statement saying, no, buddy. You asked for your release, but you haven't got it yet. And even if you did get your release, there's still a 90-day no-compete clause. So yes, even if he was granted that release when he said he was released, he still couldn't wrestle for WAW for 90 days. He couldn't wrestle for anybody for 90 days. He's also saying that he's got other dates already booked in the UK. So I don't know exactly what's going on with Jack Swagger other than the fact of he said he's gone. He said he got his release and he's ready to get in dates. But WWE says, no. Your release hasn't been made official. And even if it did, you still have a 90-day no-compete. So, hey. Glowing Boss says, how long will Naomi be in WWE? I don't get. Are you asking if she's going to get released? Or are you asking how long she's going to be out with injury? I don't understand your question there, Glowing Boss. Salvara A. Did Eric Rowan return for Orton Wyatt storyline? Eric Rowan has been cleared, but he hasn't returned yet. Matt Sowerby says, where's Grand Metalik? I think I saw him this week on Main Event against Noam Dar. Let me take a look. Let me go back and tell you right here, right now. Against Daivari. Yeah. Main Event. Grand Metalik, REI Daivari. Let's see. And the winner was Grand Metalik defeat REI Daivari in a 2-minute, 56-second match. So that's where Grand Metalik is. Wrestling on Main Event. Not even on 205 Live. Not even on Raw. Not even on NXT. They got him on Main Event, which gets less viewers than 205 Live. I Am Clef says, I'd love to see Wade Barrett, Cody Rhodes, Damian Sandow return to WWE. Cody ain't coming back anytime soon. I don't know what Barrett's doing, and Sandow's under contract with Impact. I Am Clef says, Cody is Bullet Club for life now. He is too sweet. That is for sure a Fango 80. Lucid TV, what happens to Charlotte now that Bayley has beat her in their rematch at a pay-per-view? Well, the plan right now, at least... Now, some are saying that this could be changed based off of the booking from last night, but the plan going into Fastlane was for at WrestleMania to do Charlotte, Bayley, Sasha, Nia, Fatal 4-Way, WrestleMania Championship match. Maybe Charlotte wins it back at Mania. Maybe Sasha wins it at Mania. I don't know. Maybe Bayley retains. I don't think so. Maybe they finally give Sasha that big Mania win like she was supposed to get last year. I don't know. Fonzie805 wants to know what's the latest on the Hardy Boys and their contract. Right now, all I know is they have signed a deal with Ring of Honor. They were in negotiations and talks with WWE. I don't know how far in those talks got with the WWE. But, yeah, they said they signed a deal with Ring of Honor. They've signed the biggest deal Ring of Honor has ever given out. But I have so far been unable to obtain how long that deal actually is. And that could be interesting. Because if people are trying to keep this super under wraps, it could be a short-term deal, and that's why. When Matt Hardy, when they won the championships, Matt cut a promo, and he announced everything up till WrestleMania. Now, the building they were in, the Manhattan Center, I think it was, when they debuted, they're going back on May 12th, April. They're going back after Mania, and Matt didn't mention that. He said they're going to be on the anniversary show this weekend. They're going to be at the TV tapings. They're going to be at the show Mania weekend, but yeah, Lucid TV, how do you see Finn getting back into the title picture after Mania? I could have seen that a bunch of different ways before we learned Brock was getting the title, but now that Brock Lesnar's getting the title, I don't know. Okay, I am Clough. The video, you say there's a video with Eric Rowan supposedly saving Sister Abigail's corpse. Have you seen the video on Eric? Yes. But I thought that video was posted back in like July. Here, let me do some investigating. Because I saw somebody else post this. I'm not going to name any names. But I saw somebody else post this on Twitter, another wrestling channel. Here, let's do some live investigating right now. Eric Rowan. You say it's on his YouTube channel. Okay, I think I found this. If this is the video I think it is. No. Yeah. So the whole... Hold on. We're doing some live on the go investigating. Yeah. So this video that people are claiming is new about how Eric Rowan saved Sister Abigail is old. Hold on, let me... If this is the same one... Yeah, it's an old video. Hold on. Yeah, I think if I'm looking at it correctly... I am Clough asked if I've seen this video where it looks as if Eric Rowan saved Sister Abigail. If I'm looking at the correct video, like if you want to link it here in the chat and I'll check it out that way, maybe I'm not looking at the right video, but if I'm looking at the right video, it's an older video. Like if you go on Eric Rowan's Twitter as well, Eric Rowan's Twitter, if you're talking about the video, hold on. Why is his Twitter not coming up? There it goes. If you're talking about the video where he's got like this body draped over his shoulder. Hold on. I know this isn't riveting. Let me find this. Is it no longer on his Twitter? I think I found it here. If this is the video. Yes. So there's a video on Eric Rowan's Twitter where he's got a body draped over his shoulder and he's walking away with it and he's wearing a sheet mask. That video was actually posted. It's a 30-second video. He posted that on his Twitter, July 19th, 2016. He may have reposted it onto his YouTube or whatever. But there's the if I'm looking at the video you're asking about, it was actually originally on his Twitter. It's a 30-second video. And yeah, it's from July. DeAndre Dukes has a question. He says, read my previous comment. Do you think Wyatt family should be put to rest since they haven't been the same since 2013? They can do things with it. I don't think they need to be put to rest. Not honestly. But all right. So, yeah. Hey, if like I said, let me know if I'm looking at the wrong Eric Rowan video, but yeah. Salvara, July 19th, 2016 is 5 days ago. Nope. Like I said, if you're talking about the one where he's walking, I guess it's through a field, everything's black, but you see him in a body draped over his shoulder, and he's wearing a sheet mask. If that's the video you're talking about, that video is from July. Like, here. I will check the chat. Clough, is this the one you're talking about? Because if that's true, then it's not a new video. And I've seen other people post it saying that it's a new video. This exact one, I've seen people retweeting saying, oh, look at this. He saved her. He saved her. Rowan saves Abigail, YouTube. Are you talking about the one that rowed? If you type in Rowan saves Abigail and you come up with the Rajat D. Bryan video, no. That's not even, no, the same thing. So, anyways, all right, guys. Do you have any more questions for me? You say, do you think Undertaker will be at Raw tonight? Undertaker is scheduled to be at Raw tonight. So, I mean, if he's scheduled to be there, 99% chance they're going to use him. Walsh says, creepy ass video. Matt Sowerby says, Rowan needs family to keep him important. Christopher Gowell says, who would be Sister Abigail? I don't know. I always thought it could have been Nikki Cross, but now she's with Sanity. The Lone Wolf wants to know about Seth Rollins and his injury. All right, let's get into it. So Seth is really injured. Like, people don't want to believe it, but he is. And he was given a 2-month timeline for his recovery. And now here's the plan for Mania. There's 3 options. If Seth is given the all good, 100% you're good to go, then he's going to have a good match with Triple H. If Seth is given the, you can be there, you can get physical, but take it easy, then he may only have a, I guess you can say, brawl with Triple H. But if they tell Seth that he's not good to go at all for Mania, then they're going to put Finn Balor in that spot, supposedly. So there's 3 options. But as far as his injury goes, they gave him a 2-month timeline. And they said he should be good within 2 months. So it's right up to Mania, like the week of. So it's really touch and go. There's going to be a video package or something tonight on Raw talking about his recovery, so we'll see. I Am Clef said, did our investigation last longer than the title match last night? I believe it did. Mustafa Saleh, is Kelly returning to the ring at WrestleMania 33? Unless she was trying to swerve people, she said no. Kelly was on Maria Menounos' radio show and said that, yes, she is coming back to the WWE to do a signing at Access. She could be doing an induction at WrestleMania, but as far as wrestling, that has not been talked about. Would she come back to wrestle? She said yes. So, unless she was swerving us, she said that she hasn't been talked to for wrestling yet. Oh, Salvara A, did WWE planning Rollins versus Triple H in an unsanctioned match? That was my opinion. Do it in an unsanctioned match. Because you already, if you want to keep the story going that the doctors didn't, like if he's fully clear, like if he's got the full 100% clearance, then you do the whole, well, doctors aren't clearing you, we're not going to wrestle because we don't want to risk anything and liabilities and this and that, and he's just fine giving me an unsanctioned match. That would be cool. I don't think that's the direction, but that was my opinion about a week ago after Raw. Matt Sowerby, Angle match at Mania. No, we haven't heard anything about that. DeAndre Dukes, should Roman Reigns turn heel at WrestleMania 33? He can, but I don't see that happening. Thug Life R6 says, who will he face? Who will who face? Kenyatta Lindsay says, what's up with Kurt Angle at Mania? He's going to go out there and get announced as a Hall of Famer. I haven't heard him getting physical or anything. He is scheduled for the Raw and SmackDown after WrestleMania. But as far as Mania goes, I haven't heard of him getting involved in anything. Now, they can be keeping that very, very hush-hush. Or they can come up with something last minute. But as of right now, Angle is not to get physical at Mania. Chester Sanchez, anyone looking forward to Reigns-Undertaker feud? I want to know how they even get it going. Like, we saw the seeds planted at the Royal Rumble, but as far as where they go now, I don't know. Mustafa Saleh, Rock at WrestleMania 33. Rock's always going to make an appearance. He's been making appearances for the last couple of years. I don't know in what capacity, but I know Universal, NBC Universal, wants them to do something that can tie in the next Fast and the Furious movie. They want to send Vin Diesel out there and The Rock and do something. They want to promote that movie, which it's Fast and the Furious. Why do you need to promote that movie at WrestleMania? I don't know. Matt Sowerby, what is going to happen with SmackDown tag belts? They're becoming obsolete. They're doing the Uso thing again with the American Alpha. That's what it looks like, at least. Any news on Shelton Benjamin's return? Last I heard, Benjamin was back in the gym. But as far as getting back in the ring, I don't know. Kenyatta Lindsay, what do you think about Kurt Angle managing American Alpha? I feel like it's overkill. I don't think it needs to happen. When people first started coming with the idea, I thought, that could be cool. That could be a cool idea. But then the more I thought about it, I'm like, we already did this. Team Angle all over again. Benjamin and Haas. No offense, but the black guy and the white guy. Like, it's just trying to do things again that worked in the past that probably won't work again now. I am Clough. Will WWE ever go out of business? Not if they're making $70 million a year in profits. Christopher Gowell, Rick Rude to be in the Hall of Fame this year. It was rumored. I don't know if he's going to. It was rumored. Rick Rude. Let's see. I haven't heard anything in like 3 or 4 weeks. And we haven't. If they're going to announce anybody else for the Hall of Fame, we should hear something here within the next couple hours. So, DeAndre Dukes, name your favorite year in WWE? My favorite year in WWE. That's a tough one. That's a very tough one. My favorite year in the WWE would have to probably be 2000. Hold on. Whoops. My favorite year in WWE would probably have to be 2003, 2004-ish, when they were doing the whole Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar stuff on SmackDown. I loved that. I loved the whole Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar stuff back on SmackDown. Lucid TV, is Kurt Angle supposed to be taking over Mick Foley's place? I've heard that rumor, but I don't know for sure. Update on Bleacher Report. Christopher, update on what? AJ Styles feud would be awesome. Christopher Gallo says, update on Bleacher Report. What are you asking for? I am Clough, just watched the link, different video, but it does make things a little more when Rowan returns to SmackDown. Okay. Let's see. All right, guys. Let's see. Chester Sanchez, an Angle Styles feud would be awesome. It would. We've seen it. It's happened. TNA. Yeah. Well, if that's all you guys got, I appreciate you guys for joining us here on this live stream for over an hour and 20 minutes and counting. Again, I appreciate it so much. I want to give another shout out again. Give one last shout out to Primal Wrestling, Wrestling News and More for his £2 donation. Again, I so appreciate that. He says that Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman should continue to WrestleMania. It's not going to happen. I mean, it would be cool to see that at WrestleMania, especially with Braun Strowman getting better. But again, thank you so much for the £2 donation. I appreciate it. And again, if anybody else would like to donate to our channel, maybe help me get a new good working computer, I would appreciate that. The super chat button is in the chat down below. And if you want to get one of our t-shirts, one of the Pro Wrestling unlimited t-shirts. You can do so by visiting our TeePublic store. The link is in the description below. But like I said, thank you guys so much for joining us here today in the live stream. I want to say thank you to everybody who was here. Mustafa Salih, Glowing Boss, DeAndre Dukes, Matt Sowerby, I Am Clough, Christopher Gowell, and everybody else. Remember, you can always follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, where we will always post live up-to-the-minute news, and especially hit us up right here on YouTube to get all of our videos. Hit that red subscribe button down below. And hey, I want to say thank you. Have a nice day.